Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about piracy because, you know, the comic book industry, even though, a couple of weeks ago, the people in the comic book industry was talking about how sales were going fine and everything was doing good. Now is, oh my God, it's piracy fault that the reason why people aren't buying our books. And I'm just thinking to myself, which one is it then, comic books? Which one is it? Is they failing or are they doing a good job? Because apparently there's no middle ground or whatever. But let's be honest, it's more on the bad side than it is the good side. And, you know, this whole thing about trying to blame others for your failures is a problem. Because, don't get me wrong, people pirate it. I've done stuff sometimes too. I'm not gonna lie. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. Why are people pirating these comics, the brand new ones, and going back, buying back issues and buying independent work and buying and manga? Make that make sense when everything that keeps charting is manga sales and that Dogman thingy, that YA thing or whatever and stuff like that. Why are those books charting, but yet Batman, Superman, Spider-Man, legendary characters been around for 80 years and they can't crack the top 10 in sales. In sales, make that make sense to me. Make that make sense. No, nobody got answers. Well, comic book industry, if you have to know, because your stories suck and you price people out of the market. The answers are right there. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Like you got Eric Larson over here talking about on the piracy debate. There is no debate. It's a criminal behavior. People are struggling to make a living, and you're taking taking what they're created without giving them conversation. There is no justification. First off, all of you guys been entitled for 10 goddamn years, and we've been in a pandemic. We've all struggled. So don't even try that struggle thing, because a lot of us didn't even have jobs, yet we still made it away. We still made it away. So don't give me that nonsense with the whole struggle thing. You guys, especially the comic book industry, has been on this tirade of y'all hate the fans. The fans are racist. They're trolls. They're homophobes. They're all this bull crap. We hate the fans. Every couple of tweets, you let your customers be known how terrible they are. And when fans be like, hey, we don't like this story, we don't like where this is going, hey, don't make these changes, hey, can you go back to what was working for us or whatever? No, you guys can't, because we're the bad guys. But yet now you want us to pay for your shitty ass work, your shitty ass comic books. Make that make sense. We're getting most of the comic books nowadays, especially that's coming out the big two. The artwork is trash. The paper finite that they put on is not even prestige anymore. When I can flip a page and rip almost half my page out the book, somebody done messed up. You know what I'm saying? Then the book is full of mostly not even just the story. It is mostly full of ads. Then halfway through the story, the art style changed. Make that make sense. And we're talking about a floppy. We're not even talking about a single. We're not even talking about the volume, the issue after the issue. It is literally Batman issue 22. Pick up 22. The first 8 pages look glorious, and then the next pages turned into something else before the original artist got back onto the work. What the hell? What the hell? Then you're putting identity politics into shit. Then you're race swapping characters. You're changing their gender and you're changing their sexuality. Then the men are cock bitches. The women are way better than the men, and they don't even look like women anymore. They gotta look like androgynous men. It just don't make no sense. It don't make no sense, and yet you complaining about why people piracy. Then you made the comic books $5. Then you keep rebooting and retconning the history too. I mean, DC New 52. Marvel, all new, all different. Did you guys not learn anything from those outings? People like consistency, and when you take that away from them, it's hard to get those people back. But you know, you can't. Now you're trying to blame. First, it was anime's fault. Now, I mean, anime and manga. Now it's piracy fault. But guess what? Japan deals with all of that stuff, and still, yet they still track millions for. And we're not even just talking. We're talking about, if we add up everything that they make, that is billions on billions, not just millions, billions. Because Demon Slayer, 64 million by itself, and that's not including the merchandise, that's not including the anime, and that's definitely not including that movie that came out that is #1 in the box office in the United States. Make that make sense, people. Make that make sense. I don't know what to tell you, but this whole trying to blame everybody else but self just doesn't work. You have to do, you guys got to sit down. You got to do the work. You have to understand what happened, because I can tell you, you guys keep self-sabotaging yourselves. A lot of y'all run y'all mouth on Twitter, say whatever the hell you want to, or like what Kelly Sue DeConning say, if you don't like my politics, don't buy my books. Magic, guess what, bitch? Magic, everybody left. Everybody left. People left because they got tired of y'all arrogancy. You guys are commercial artists, which means that as a fan, I run you. You don't run me. If I say I don't like this, your ass shut the hell up and make those corrections to make me want to read these books again. First off, $5 can get me way more than a 22-page half-ass full book. I'm just being honest. Then y'all want to be cheap with the page rate. Then you want to be cheap with the artist. Then you want the artist to create something new, but then you don't want to pay them royalties. And then you sometimes wait until they're dead in order to bring those characters into the mainstream or to use them again because you don't want to pay royalties. You make that make sense to me. You make that make sense to me, DC, Marvel, all of them. All of y'all. Y'all been talking shit for 10 damn years. Y'all had chances to course correct. Sometimes you'll pick up in the middle where you do something good for the fans. The fans love it. And because some big ass egos in y'all, or because a few bitches who don't read comic books like that complain, y'all go and change everything. Everything. What's happening in current DC and Marvel right now? Stories that are heading towards future state for DC comic books. I didn't ask for future state. I don't want future state. I don't want the stories to go to future state. And yet, what are you doing? Stories are heading to future state. Make that make fucking sense. It's an alternate future. I didn't ask to read how we got there. I don't care, and I don't want to read it. Then you're taking the classical characters, and a lot of them getting replaced. You got Wonder Girl, Yara Floyd. You got Jonathan Kent, Superman. You got Black Batman. You know, I don't understand how many times people got to tell you they want their classics to stay classic. And yet, y'all think if y'all make a spin-off diverse version of it gets more people. No. Just because you get some little claps and praises from weirdo sites or cosplayers or people who don't read the comic books don't mean nothing. You know, hell, I walk into a comic book store, read some of the brand new titles for a day. If you really want to know how when I'm not, selling the high seas, I'm going into a comic book store and sitting there and reading the darn new comic books that came out. And made a decision if I want to buy it. Most of them are so trashy that I don't need to. And then on top of that, even though I don't even have to pirate, hell, there's so much on Instagram and Twitter where people literally put the whole entire comic book on screen that I can read it without having to actually pay for it. And it sucks because the stories suck too. I mean, that's another thing. And then you got Marvel. What y'all doing right now? Y'all doing knockoff DC Universe. What if Marvel had the DC Universe in there right now? And we're just wrapping up King in Black, a Venom storyline, and the X-Men are hot messes, and we're doing a gay gala. Does any of that that's coming from DC and Marvel sound interesting? No, not really. Not really. And yet you want to complain about that kind of nonsense. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. There is a lot of stuff going on that is a problem. You got the X-Men stretched out into 500 different titles. Then you stretch out a stupid event within those pages. Then you asking people to pay $3 to $5. Plus there's variants. Plus there are different covers. Plus there's limited edition covers that cost you even more if you want that cover, because you're trying to get the people that actually love the covers because of the collections. You get what I'm saying? So you make that make sense. And then you follow. Then here's another thing that people love saying that works in here. There is nothing about that which entitles you to own it. If it's too expensive, don't buy it. See, again, you told your customers, if you don't like it or if there's an excuse or whatever, don't buy it. Guess what? People aren't buying your shit then. You cannot go and tell your customer base, don't buy your shit, and then complain about how toxic or whatever they're doing. You push them out. You push them out. You want to know why manga is doing so well? It's because they make a good story. They make you invested in these characters. They don't do a whole bunch of spinoffs. Do you know My Hero Academia just ended a war arc? Do you know if that was over here in the American comic books, it would be a major event that would be spun off into 7 to 8 to 10 different comic books because they have to focus on certain characters at all and all that kind of stuff. No, all of that is in that one book. It's in different chapters, it's in different volumes, but it's in that one book. That's something that you need to learn. You guys are always trying to make these events, and you're always trying to spin them off into 500 books. Then you want to make spin-off books that are spent off of the event itself. Then the events disrupt the entire books that we're reading. So now, if you want to know what everything is doing, you have to go and read the events. You cannot keep doing this and keep blaming people for not wanting to do this. I don't know what to tell you, but you guys need to get it together. This blaming people, this blaming the fans for the piracy thing or whatever, stuff like that. No, this is not the fans' fault anymore. You pushed them out years ago. You told them if they don't like it, don't buy it. Okay then, so if that's the case, do not complain that you're not getting enough money from people. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You cannot shit on me, tell me I hate you, you're a homophobe, you're a racist, you're all of this bullshit or whatever. You don't like my stuff, don't buy it, and then complain, then come back to me, but why are you not buying my stuff? What? You just punch, slap, scratch, shot the customers in both their kneecaps, then stab them in the shoulder, and then pissed on their face, and then come back and be like, but we still friends though, right? No, that's not how this works. I'm sorry to tell you this, but everybody will try to sugarcoat it. No, I ain't about to sugarcoat nothing with nobody. Bluntness. Because that's what they need. They need somebody that can inject some bluntness into their asses or whatever. Because at this point, Disney, Discovery or whatever, Discovery, Warner Brothers, I don't know how the hell, it's time for y'all to clean house. It's time for y'all to clean house. Starting from the top all the way to the bottom. Because if you guys aren't, 10 years, and you guys are failing. I mean, isn't it weird that 2016, I believe, was it? Dan DiDio complained about, I can't believe that people are buying more of our back issues than our brand new work, and we need to get people away from that and buy the current stuff. The reason why people aren't buying the current stuff is because the current shit sucks. The stuff that you guys want to preach to us about, the stuff that you want to push onto us, we don't want it. So guess what? We went to back issues because back issues give us the things we want. I have so many back issue comic books that I'm behind on right now. I even got the whole Robin collection a few couple of months ago, and I haven't even started on issue number 1 because I got other back issues that I'm reading on. I mean, I got Monica Rambeau as Captain Marvel run. I got the World Without Superman runs and stuff like that. I got the Inhumans. You know, the one that's which one was this one again? I got the one that Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee did. You know, I got the omnibus of Phil Hernandez Wonder Woman. I got the Super Sons thing. I got some of the George Perez Wonder Woman run. You know what I mean? I got some of the old classic Titans book. I got Titans Together or whatever. So I got a lot of back issues. I can't remember everything that I got or whatever because it's just so much right now. But I went back and got those because guess what? They tell good stories. They have my characters looking like the characters they're supposed to be. I mean, you know how hard it is. You know what's so cool? I read an X-Men issue. I can't remember what issue I read, but it was so cool to see Iceman be Iceman because I don't know what the hell that shit is that y'all call Iceman today, but it ain't Iceman. And it was just so refreshing to see the Iceman that I grew up with reading, seeing on TV or whatever, stuff like that. That's the Iceman. That is the Iceman that sells, not this new one, because this new one don't sell anymore. You see nobody talk about him other than to make fun of him. It's the same thing with Alan Scott. I have some JSA books, and just seeing the classic Alan Scott without him, you know, loving on his wife, kissing her, telling her how much he misses her and stuff like that, and thanking her for being married to him. But no, we have to make him gay. You know, stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? You guys are doing things like that turns people off. Manga's not going to go back and retcon years of history just because some people want it. Or because some fans feel entitled to it. Because at this point, it's not a large majority of people that are telling you they don't like your bullcrap, DC, Marvel, comic book industry in general. It's a large majority because you guys are losing it. And you guys are freaking out online because you know it's true. And now you're trying to go after piracy. You're trying to go after the fans. And you're trying to go after anime and manga and try to blame that on them without actually realizing it is your fault. It is your fault. I mean, you know, I don't know what to tell you guys. You guys are having these arguments about what people should do or whatever and stuff like that. And at this point, people are going to continue to piracy your dumbass comic books. Am I encouraging it? No. But because to be honest, my thing is don't buy it at all. Don't buy it at all. The new stuff that's coming from Marvel and DC, don't buy it. Because if you stop buying it, then maybe they'll be like, okay, we can definitely make some changes. You know, once Batman and Spider-Man drop below, 40,000, 30,000 maybe? The same thing with all the other comic books. Then maybe Marvel and DC will be like, ooh, we need to change things up. And maybe that needs to happen. That needs to happen because like I said, I love comic books. Love these characters ever since I was younger or whatever. But this new diversity, inclusion, pricing people out or whatever and stuff like that, telling people to go screw themselves or whatever, we don't need you kind of fans or whatever and junk like that. Look, I don't know what happened, but it needs to cut the crap out. Like I said, comic book industry, if you want somebody to blame self, but stop blaming everything else outside. Yes, those are problems, but those are small problems compared to the overall thing. Clean up your act, clean up your attitude, and start giving people what they actually want and not what you think they want. And that's all I got to say on the subject. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.